everyone, and my name is Sheila, and today we're gonna read The Magic Tree of Merlin Mission Book 19 A.B. Lincoln at Last. And today we're gonna start reading at chapter 5 and the end of reading at chapter 6. And now, already read this one book with a lot of stories. Before you look at my YouTube, please thumbs up my YouTube. And now, already read this one book with a lot of stories. Here we go. First, you can read is The Magic Tree of Merlin Mission Book 19 A.B. Lincoln at Last. Chapter 5, Leave Now. Excuse me, young lady, Mr. Nickleway said. This is not time for play. I'm not playing, sir, said Annie as she and Jack stood at the front of the crowd. We are friends of Ted and Willie's, and Willie just told us to come here to the president's office. He wants to introduce us to his dad. Mr. Nickleway growled. I'm afraid Mr. Willie misspoke. The president does not have time to meet you now, he said. He is at a private meeting with the Diglets from California, Indonesia, and Merlin. Maybe later then, said Annie. Not maybe later, said Nickleway. After this meeting, his students have meeting with the scholars and then meeting with the Department of the Navy. Excuse me, a man said in the crowd, calling out. But I heard the president say he'd like to meet us. Jack broke in. I can't imagine why he said that, said Mr. Nickleway, shaking his head. Follow all the meetings I just listened. President Lincoln will meet you to the Fergin diplomats at the Grove of the Sanders and the reporters from the New York Times. Mr. Nickleway, listen to me, someone shouted. So, sir, said Annie, intrigued, are you saying he will have no free times today? Oh, he might have a free moment, said Mr. Nickleway, but he should bicycle occur. The president will go horseback ride in the country, and we have provided for meeting himself. Oh, got it, said Annie. She took a deep breath. Well, maybe you can just answer one question for us. Do you know if the president collects feathers? Mr. Nickleway threw up their hands. This is no time for silly questions, he said. Our country is divided, young lady. We are on the brink of a war. What do you mean, sir? One of the men in the crowd shouted. This is a news from the Fort Sumter? Yes. What do you know that we don't know? The lady called. And everyone just started shouting at once. That's it. Leave now, everyone, Mr. Nickleway said. The president is busy. The works night and day for you and for a unity of a nation. The crowd shouted back at the century. And Jack have tucked his at his sleeve. Let's get out of here, he said. We should wait for Willie, said Annie. I don't think Willie can help us, said Jack. Come on, let's go back to the treehouse and look at our research book. Maybe we can think of something else. Okay, said Annie, sighing. She and Jack have hurried along the hallway and then down the stairs to the first floor. They wove through the crowd and escaped to the main door. Phew, that place is nuts, said Jack as they walked between the tall white columns of a White House. Are you sure we couldn't wait for a Willie? Said Annie. I'm sure, said Jack. He hurried down the carriageway. Even Willie took us back to the office to meet Dad. We wouldn't be alone with the president. Lots of another people will be there too. And we couldn't ask him for a feather, and we sure couldn't give him any hope. Everyone would laugh. You're right, said Annie. Jack shook his head. How can the president even think in that place? Ted jumping on him, and the reliefs are visiting, the secretly yelling, and a dozen of people stated to meet with him, said Annie. And another dozen of people are trying to meet with him, said Jack. They had to arrive at the back of the treehouse. Now, they have went back to the treehouse. No one will be. Presidents need to take a ride at the countryside by himself, said Jack, and he had grabbed the slides of ladder. Let's go up and look at the book. Wait, said Annie, I have a good idea. What? Said Jack. Right now, we really need to have our own meeting with the Abraham Lincoln alone, said Annie. Right? Yes. So, said Jack, if that's one thing we need, our book can't really help, said Annie. But I know something that can. What? Said Jack. They had reached into their other apron pocket, and she pulled out of a bottle and read a able aloud. Take a slip and make a wish for one thing. Help you on this mission. Remember, trust the magic. And Annie have looked up at Jack. So why don't we make a wish and have a private meeting with the Abraham Lincoln? Isn't too soon to use our only magic, said Jack. Maybe, but maybe this is perfect time, said Annie. So we wish to have a meeting with the president all by ourselves, said Jack. Yep, said Annie. Jack couldn't think of another plan. Well, okay, he said. Let's do it. Just remember, we have to choose the magic, said Annie. Jack nodded, and Jack and Annie took up the bottle. She raised up the bottle of her lips and swallowed quick a sip of a potion. She handed the bottle to Jack, and he did the same. You can make our wish, said Annie. Jack squeezed his eyes shut. We wish to have a meeting with the Abraham Lincoln, he said, alone. And there was a deafening whoosh at the roar, and the earth shook like a speeding train passed by. A ground opened, and Jack felt as if they're falling down into the space with the tunnel, down through the blackness of a world of the daylight. Now it's chapter 6, Truth the Magic. I think they have truth the magic, so they're gonna falling down, and then meets the Abraham Lincoln alone, like Jack have wished. Now, maybe tomorrow we're gonna read a new beginning, new stories. I will try reading it all at today's afternoon. Now, did you have fun? You listen English country, we come back with some new beginning, new stories. Maybe I will try. And now, please thumbs up my YouTube. If you didn't thumbs up my YouTube before you look at my YouTube. Now, bye-bye everybody, and have a nice day.